Alright, I was gonna make like a fancy devlog, but I don't want to bother. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna walk around and I'm gonna talk about the things that I've done. Because I've done like 4 videos worth of like devlog stuff in the game. We got character design, we got environment work, we got porting the game to Godot 4, and among other things. So I guess I'll just start with the port to Godot 4. The game is now in Godot 4 instead of like my hacked up version of Godot 3. Uh, and it's gone pretty well. I would say there are some regressions in Godot 4 that are annoying because you hope that like software just gets better over time, but that's just not how software works. The main thing that's actually been annoying me is there's some collision issues. I'll show those off. Aha. Here. So it's in gaps between multiple triangle meshes. There's some weird, like, ghost collisions, like these. I don't know what this is. This didn't happen in Bullet. I think it's something to do with how Jolt does its optimizations. And I know some Redditor's going to tell me that I should be using convex colliders, and yes, convex colliders do work better in Jolt, but, like, come on, I can't make everything out of convex colliders. I don't have, like, an art team here to, like, divide up all of my walls into beautiful little prefabs. Though, actually, I am going to be doing that. I am going to be dividing the walls into prefabs, so who knows? The issue might just be going away as a virtue of, like, changing from test art to real art. Especially now that I know that it doesn't work very well. And also, I made these trees. I like them. They're olive trees. There's just a nice thing about sitting in a big old tree. Don't you want to sit in a big old tree? You'll have to buy the game at release. For full price, even. Don't you want to sit in a tree? Anyway, what else did I do? Let's see what else I did. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Godot 4 actually did substantially improve the performance of the game. I think it's because it does things like automatic batching and automatic LODs, but I actually haven't confirmed that it does automatic batching because I had to manually combine the leaves on the trees. They used to be like just meshes, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be batched. Godot 4 can handle that. It doesn't do that. There was 22,000 draw calls. Now it's like 500 for that entire orchard. It's pretty reasonable. It could still be lower, though. Alright. So I've renamed some characters. So this used to be named Riley, but now she's Razia. And also she's a person instead of a little guy. I made human characters as well. And there's all sorts of new things. Like they turn and look at you. That's incredible. Isn't that amazing? But yeah, let's get her following us. We're going to help her find an entrance into this big thing. And there'll even be stairs and rocks. Imagine this place with all sorts of grass. That'd be cool. Don't worry, I'll fix that. I put in this road yesterday. And it leaves something to be desired, but, you know, maybe that's intentional. Maybe the road being all crooked and fucked up, you know, it says a lot about our society. Don't you agree, Razia? I think she agrees. But yeah, the main thing was making new characters, making new animations for the characters, posing, personality, things like that. Conveying intention and thoughts in their minds. I'm going to make a written blog post about this, because I wanted to make a video, but then by the time I had the script performed, I'd already done like 2 more videos worth of work, and it would take like 6 weeks to make the video and like actually do all the editing on it. So I'm going to ignore that. Ignore that bug. Also ignore the fact that he didn't look at his coat. Yeah, look at him. He's all swag. He's all cool. He's a doctor. Don't you know? He's a doctor in physics. Yeah, good luck to you, buddy. Jackie also side-eyes people. New mechanic. You can side-eye people. It's very powerful. You can also see the characters' like eyes are like floating off their head. They're like little Nintendo Mii style guys. Look at this little guy. Eventually, Jackie also needs to turn her head to face them. It's kind of weird that she's just like standing there. But the thing that I'm doing now is I'm going through each area and like making just cool looking stuff. A video game is three things. You push buttons, you look at stuff, and sometimes you even hear things. So I'm going to be optimizing for the second part of that right now. So like right now the plan is like I'm filling out this farm and I'm going to do the farm stuff, make some prefabs that I can use elsewhere, like the trees and the buildings and all that stuff. And then I'm going to just work my way through this entire demo area. Like, that was like a couple days of work to get all those trees in. It's pretty nice. I was targeting the end of May for the demo to be released, like to have the Steam page ready and everything, but I'm probably not going to do that because I want to get the graphics real nice and real pretty before I make the Steam page. I'd be doing a disservice to myself if the game looked like garbage for months before it was actually released and then it looks better in the game. No, you should save the good graphics for the trailer. Graphics before gameplay, I always say. And I think the game will not be cancelled, even though it's not going to hit the deadline, and I said I was going to cancel it if it didn't hit the deadline. Because I definitely see the game, like, coming out. I see a finished version of the game. At least the demo. You know, there's still quite a lot of area that is not done. You know, like, you see that mountain over there? There's nothing on it. There's absolutely nothing on it, gamer. There's nothing in it. There's no content. See these big valleys? There's nothing on them. There's nothing in there. Everything the sun touches, there's nothing. But maybe there will be someday. I mean, I did make the entire game completable. I just haven't brought all of that content back into the game, because this is like a new environment from the old version. But that'll be the step after the demo. Well, I keep saying demo. It's more like a vertical slice. It's more for me to see, like, okay, what is the level of, like, polish in all aspects that I want for the final version? And I'm beginning to see that. Like, you know, the characters look kind of janky. I think something that I want to fix, probably the run animation. Like, look at her run. Look at Razia run. Look at how crusty that animation is. Look at her arms just flailing. They're pumping mechanically and weirdly. Everybody looks funky. This thing, it's not even beveled. This mesh isn't even beveled. How can I live with myself? Razia, it's not even beveled. Did you hear that? Did you hear me? It's not beveled. It's terrible. Oh yeah, I completely forgot one of the big reasons that I'm also thinking of delaying the, like, release on Steam is because I want to make more devlogs. I've been working basically non-stop on the game, and I haven't even had time to make videos about how hard I'm working. What's the point of working hard if you can't make a video about it? Don't you agree? Blink twice if you agree. Well, she didn't. She disagrees. Anyway, I want to make more devlogs. I also want to make more non-devlog videos. In part, just because, not to sound cynical, but my Concord video got like 50 times more views than my average devlog, so clearly that's like a formula for getting people to, like, know that I exist, is to, like, talk about things that are relevant rather than, like, my own random garbage. But also, I just like talking about video games. Like, talking about Concord's character design is what motivated me to finally design human characters in the game. They'd been on the docket for, like, 3 years. Razia was just a little guy with a hat, like, a month ago. She was just a little guy with a cowboy hat. But now, look at her. That's character design. A certified C+ character design. Amazing. But yeah, so who knows what I'd imagine to blow up the scope of the game if I talked about other video games that were more successful. You know, I have a whole thing on checkpoints I've wanted to write. I wanted to write, there's a video on checkpoints. Don't you want to hear me talk about checkpoints, gamer? Do you, Razia? Blink twice if you agree. If you want to hear me talk about checkpoints, Razia. Hang on. Why can't I climb on you? Why is it like it stops? There's a bug. If I let go of the analog stick, I don't climb. You see that? Razia hasn't blinked for like 25 minutes. She doesn't want to hear about... Oh, hang on. She blinked twice. See, even Razia wants to hear about the checkpoints. She wants to hear about the checkpoints. So now I gotta make the video on checkpoints. It's gonna be great. Anyway, that's the devlog. You should follow me on Twitch. Join the Patreon. Razia is gonna join the Patreon. Blink once if you'll join the Patreon. There we go. Actually, she blinked twice. I should have said blink twice. I've tricked myself. I said blink once because I thought it'd be more likely than blinking twice. But she blinked twice. She's not joining the Patreon, so now you have to. Why are all these buildings buried in sand? I changed the terrain and I didn't fix the buildings. That's the kind of quality you can expect in the final game. But anyway, in conclusion, patreon.com/needleful. Demo will probably be out end of July, not end of May. There'll be a video about checkpoints because Razia wants to see it very badly. And I like sitting in the shade of trees. There's something old-fashioned about sitting in the shade of a tree, don't you think? Because look at that. There's the big cool tree. Hang on. We need a view of the big cool tree from within the tree, within the branches of the other tree. Very, you know, very high-quality stuff, I'd say. There we go. See, that's cinema. Kind of.